80% of people fail their New Year's resolutions by February. The majority. But for those of you that understand what the top 20, and whether it's an organization, any metric, usually the driving force in a whole is going to be the top 20%. Who's going to be with me at the top, right? We're the ones that move the needle. So, all right, looks like we all set to go. Good morning, everybody. I got my coffee and I'm ready. This is Career and Coffee. We're going to have a chat today. So let me kick this off by, I was just researching some things as, everybody's in the planning mode, and I was looking at some statistics, and this one just, I understand it, but then when you read it, it's a different ball game, right? 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Just think about that. 80% of the commitment, the talk, the things that people say, oh, I'm going to do this. This is my year. They don't even last a month into the year. So there's something fundamentally wrong, and it's not complicated. So we're going to talk about it today, and I hope everybody is doing well. Happy New Year if I haven't had a chance to talk to you. But let's get into it. The key to success isn't about setting goals, my friends, ladies and gents. The key to success is about creating a plan. Okay. So welcome to Career and Choice. I'm excited to connect with you this morning. It's hump day. So you know what that means? We made it through the first half of this week. So grab your coffee. And if you got a pen, let's talk about something. Grab a little notebook, make some notes, honor yourself, right? I do want to talk about something that's been on my mind. And like I said earlier, I'm sure yours as well at the dawn, of this new year, which is purposeful planning. Because when you plan with purpose, you move closer to what matters to you. And that's what it's about. You hear me talk about legacy work, and legacy work is really working and honoring your life to what matters most. So I do want to start off today with a simple question. What truly matters to you right now? I mean, what truly matters, and sometimes we overcomplicate the idea of planning. We think it has to be big, overwhelming steps, but the truth is, planning, it becomes purposeful when it's aligned to what matters or your values. So it's not just about what you do; it's about who you want to become, right? So purposeful planning isn't about checking boxes or chasing someone else's wins, right? It's about aligning your actions with your big picture, with the life and the career that you truly want. So think about that as I get a sip of coffee, if you don't mind. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So I just want to just kind of reiterate, if your goals don't match your values, you're really chasing someone's other version of success. Maybe the expectations of what somebody's placed on you, or you have allowed it to be placed on you. So that's why the first step in planning your next move is just to pause and ask yourself, what truly matters to me in this season of my life? What am I building right now that reflects my true purpose? Okay. So whether it's legacy work, it could be a career shift, or it could be simply you designing a life that feels meaningful. This question is where the real clarity begins. I see a lot of people that they achieve their goals, and when they get to that quote unquote mountaintop, they realize that's not where they want to be. And they've spent, years, sometimes even decades to figure out, I'm not in the lane that I'm supposed to be. Right. And that's a sad waste of the most valuable thing in our life, which is our time. But it's not too late. We could turn that around, and we're going to do that. So once you've identified, what matters to you, this is where you get into walking the walk, right? Remember the statistic, for those of you that just tapped in, because I am on LinkedIn and Facebook. Remember, I started off with 80% of people fail their New Year's resolutions by February. The majority. But for those of you that understand what the top 20, and whether it's an organization, any metric, usually the driving force in a whole is going to be the top 20%. Who's going to be with me at the top, right? We're the ones that move the needle. So when we're talking about where it gets actionable, and we want to start small. Take one step. You can take that step today. I encourage you, take that step today that moves you closer to your big picture or your vision for 2025, right? So I'm going to give you three things you can do right now. But before that, I do like to take a quick sip of my espresso. This is not espresso. This is regular drip coffee, but I like the way it sounds. Right. Okay. So here are three things that I want to give to you that you can do right now. Right now. Okay. Write down one win you want to achieve this month. We're already first. Oh my goodness. We were just saying Happy New Year's. We're already one weekend. So write down one win that you want to achieve this month in January 2025. Let's kick this thing off strong. Something that aligns to that big picture you have for yourself, whether it's a big picture that you have for yourself by the end of the year, or you can even stretch yourself to say, you know what? In the next 3 to 5 years, this is what I want to be, and I'm gonna make the step today because you're realistic about the journey. Okay, so write down one win you want to achieve this month. The second thing you can do right now, for those of us that have our phones, block, or if you can just write it down, block 30 minutes on your calendar this week to focus on the first step that you just wrote down. And you need to protect this time like it's a meeting with your future self, right? No distractions. Which brings me to the third piece of what we can do today is you have to commit to say no to one distraction or task that pulls you away from what matters most. The power of learning how to advocate for yourself and say no to things that do not align and are a distraction to where you're going. That is a cheat code. Just say no. You're no one to nobody if you're trying to be everything to everyone. And for those in the back, I'll repeat it. You're no one to nobody if you're trying to be everything to everyone. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So we're going to get rid of the limiting belief that you have to feel guilty for putting you first. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, progress is built on intention. You have to be intentional. You have to have intentional moves. They don't have to be these big leaps. And I have to tell myself this, especially at the top of this year, as I set a health and wellness journey to get rid of some of those holiday pounds that I packed on, is that it starts small. I got to go back to the beginnings. It's not that I don't know how. It's just you have to start small. Okay. So not massively focus on the compounding effect of intentional moves. So your progress does not require perfection. It requires the intention. So purposeful planning, which is what we're talking about this morning, is about moving with clarity, not rushing with urgency. There's a difference. There is a difference. So every small move you make is a step closer to building your legacy. And when you think about it like that, that should put some wheels on this thing. Okay. Oh, I do want to share something. Most of you follow me know about my book Choice Destination. And I was thinking, I was reading this morning, and when it comes to my book Choice Destinations, I do talk about something foundational to purposeful planning. I'll share it in just a second. But a choice is a point in time. But when you compound, I guess, join that with destinations, we're talking about a journey here. This body of work, this book would be very limiting if I was just talking about a point in time or a choice. This book is about making informed and empowered choices to make sure your journey is going in the right direction. So I want to talk about something because I do have some background, in logistics, right? Uh, and what I learned is being in logistics, there's so many different moving parts that have to connect to make the successful cycle of shall we say things or goods get to the end user, right? So let me read this short excerpt in my book. Is your logistics of purpose contain your leading steps necessary to gracefully exit situations that no longer serve you and allow you to step confidently toward new opportunities. So you're not merely leaving one phase behind, but you are proactively moving towards a purpose driven future, equipped with the knowledge and strategies to navigate your career and your life with intention and mastery. Okay. So this isn't about just leaving a job, or I don't just talk about starting a business haphazardly. It's about design. It's about designing your career and style of life with purpose. So this is about taking, control of your moves and not fitting it into the expectations of others. Stepping forward when you need clarity. You need hyper intentional focus, right? So clarity, focus, and intention. It's not going to be just about your next job or your role, because I'm sure, I'm a middle-aged, professional. We've been there and we've absolutely done that. Now it's about you and building the life and the career you deserve and being unapologetic. Okay. If you catch on the replay, make sure you drop replay in the comments here so I can know you tapped in today. I really appreciate you all. So if you are ready to take the first step towards your next move with the clarity and the confidence, grab a copy of my book if you don't have a choice destination, because it's packed with actionable strategies to help you align your career track with your values, with what matters to you and your legacy. You can find a link. I'll drop it in the description shortly here. And I would always love to hear your feedback from you. So let's close it out. I hope you all found value in what I discussed today. But let's close it out. What's one action you're taking this week? Drop it in the comments. That's gonna move you closer to your vision for this year. Because I want to cheer you on. Let's make 2025 the year we turn purposeful planning into bold, meaningful action. What are you going to look like on December 31st, 2025? Paint that picture. Because today is where you pick up the brush and the canvas. So paint that picture. What are you going to look like on December 31st, 2025? What is New Year's Eve going to feel like for you? Because I got to be honest, it felt good for me. This past year, I got a lot of things in work and life, but it was a compounding effect of those small, meaningful actions. So until next week, remember your moves today are building your legacy tomorrow. And I'm going to cheer you on. And to that note, cheers to planning with purpose. Y'all have a good day.